focused, dangerous. While they chase claps and likes, you're chasing something real, something they can't understand. Let them doubt. Let them roll their eyes when you speak your vision. Let them mock the way you grind. Everyone else is relaxing. Good, because they estimate you, they let their guard down. Realizes the world doesn't care.
There, so now I have the music sharing on the other screen in case you guys want to join it. Just be careful here with SPY. We might be expanding a little bit lower to the downside here. We are going to cut this Dow position, though, right around here for 150. It was supposed to be a test trade, but the market just started to expand to the downside. We got perfectly off of that last low from over here. I can still see this all running back up. But again, just take some time here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's switch this to the 5-minute now over here. The trend is just suffering right now to the downside. Getting pushed down heavily here. We could flip this now. Inverse scale. There we go. So we were down around 375 there. Now we're down only 100. I'm looking for like 230-ish. We just gotta be careful because these accounts are a little bit smaller. I'm gonna get rid of the Dow position here shortly, like I told you a couple minutes ago. So I'm about to move up my stop loss, just waiting for SPY here. And then at the top, the take profit is gonna be around $1,500. Which, if we go ahead and zoom out for a second, or if we go to the bottom right, not bottom right, bottom left. Okay. So that's the box. That's the halfway point. I'm looking for the quarter point and the 1/8 point. That's my favorite point to play towards. So the quarter point is right down here beneath this CS zone, or you could say the last CS zone that we just fell from. And then the 1/8 point is going to be right here, which is right around 6822. 6822 is right beneath where we just bought from. So 6822 would be right around here, which is that $70 that I'm looking for. However, I'm thinking it's going to expand, so I'm thinking you're going to push up at least to 220, even if this wants to continue going downwards. If not, you're just going to sharply reverse straight up to being up 600. So again, it's going to be either 170, it's going to be 70, 170 to like 250, 500, or 1500. One of those 4 locations we're going to end up selling out at. Or of course, if it falls out the sky, we'll cut it at around 400. Alright, let's rock and roll. Looks like Dow wants to go down a lot more. You didn't even hit this quarter point here. Yeah, you're shifting completely. This is either going to end up at the floor somewhere down here. I mean, I could see you holding. Maybe here on Dow. So one of these locations is where the Dow is going to hold. If it's not going to be, you know, of course, right around the midpoint, which is what I was going for here. You fell beneath the midpoint, ran to the midpoint, double point of confirmation going down lower. Then you fell down to this little 1/8 point here, and you're holding. So if you hold, of course, you're going to run up to this 1/8 point up here, which is 4929, so we'll be profitable around there. That's my first take profit. And then, of course, 130, 200, and then around the 300s. After this, we're just going to stick to just SPY and gold. I think I got enough information on the Dow in terms of dollar for dollar, because we bought the second contract by an accident. So since we bought the second contract by an accident, the loss is just a little bit more dramatic than normal. It would be down around 70 basically, which is not bad. That's not bad for like a 2-hour move, just in case somebody gets stuck in that and their account is really low and they're about to blow it. We could have the Dow be like a little backup plan, right? Okay, so that's the midpoint right here. You almost hit that recently. Now you're at the 1/16th point. That's also your 5-day low. Yeah, you just completely tanked. So if you can't hold down here, looks like you are going to hold though on the 1 hour at least. Second time, third time you hit it. Usually third time's the charm. You start holding around number 3. So we could use that candlestick from 13th to then signify whether or not this market's going to hold down here. And then if you just yank below, we'll see if it's going to hold below it. It likes to do that sometimes when it's trying to create like a new CS zone. Let me show you guys. First, let's go down here and uninvert it. Let's go ahead and create the CS zone. So as you can tell, there's a new CS zone down here. And usually when you start getting the CS zones like in a tight little location, it means you're pretty much turning directions, kind of like at the top up here. Or over here when the market opened up. Don't count this one here. We could delete that for now. So wherever it says CS zone, that's where you want to look at. And if we look at this, go here, fix that one. So there. Now you can tell they're all 5-minute CS zones. This is dark, right? So I'm going to color it differently. Okay, so the blue boxes are DARP, that's a different trading style. Then you have CS zones, that's another trading style. And then King's Point, which is the next trading style I'm about to add. Actually, I kind of want to add wedges first. Wedges look much better here. Yeah, this shit looks like it's gonna... If this holds right here, Spy is gonna yank up all the way back up to the top. I'm gonna move up the stop loss for now. And then, of course, if it falls back down, we were down 370. Right now, you're only down 100. So, it's not too terrible yet. If this thing just starts collapsing and getting red, again, we're just going to sell it. Take a step back for like an hour or two. And then maybe just play with gold. Same thing with the Dow here. I'm thinking you're going to... Let's go to the 5-minute real quick on the Dow. Okay. So this is the CS zone, right? What the fuck is this? Oh, I think I did the DART box early. And then I made a newer one towards, I guess, the later half of the day. Okay, we can make more zones right here. I'll change the color in a second. Okay, that's not touching nothing. Excellent. So again, the Dow Jones is gonna have different zones than SPY, of course. It's gonna be kind of similar, but really different at the end of the day with the smaller term price action, because that's what we're trading, you know? That's what we're really dependent on right now. That short term stuff. Okay, let's go over here. Let's change this. Put this to the 5. Perfect. We can extend the first one from up here now. What time was this? 6 o'clock? Yeah, that's from today. Let's also go here, go to the settings. Inside, put it to the bottom, press OK. Now that's all done, let's go extend them to the right a little bit. Like to right there. Nothing too crazy. Look at this chart, this shit looks phenomenal now. Alright, now I'm getting excited. Now we're gonna have to go fix something else. Let's go fix silver, I guess. Or waiting for SPY. Again, we're long on SPY, we're at the bottom. That was the second time we traded it, so let me start posting these trades now. Because we're done with the charts. Okay, so we have 5 goals, ladies and gentlemen. 5 of them. All to the upside, so let's go ahead and change these arrows to all green. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the same green arrows. And it's kind of really funny and really weird at the same time, but if I just move them up a little bit, that's literally the areas where you want to buy puts from. Let me change all this shit. Let me do how I do my stock charts, so it's not too colorful and shit. All right, so this is all green. You all got that. Towards the bottom, I'm gonna put buying point. So if you're trying to get into calls and you haven't gotten into calls yet, and you really want to, like, you're worried, you don't want to lose this account, you're trying to make sure that every entry is like the S plus setups, right? You would wait for a crazier entry like down here. So that's buying point number 1. That's just off of these, you know, areas to the left. Then I would go to the 30-minute. Oh my god, I have so much shit written here. I would look at this price action to the left here, and the first thing I would do is I would look at where you stopped at over here, the bottom. So it's going to stop somewhere in the middle here. So this next buying point would be like right here. And then you're going to go to the bottom somewhere beneath it. That's all the points where you can hold. See how it has like a nice little downtrend here? So yeah, there's definitely a wedge. Yeah, even here, look at that. Wedge, look, bottom, bottom, bottom. There's something going to happen potentially down here if this falls. So now we'll move on to the next trading style. We got that one done. I'll fix this later. I just want to get this nice and neat. It's not terrible. I gotta fix the high. That's what it is. Let me see. Where's the damn high here? Yeah, I had a feeling it was up there. That should be a good enough. That should change everything there. Yeah, not really. Kind of. So I'm going off of these lows and that high, and it slices through this low as well. So that means to the right side, you see how it holds above it. So what I could say is, if it falls down to the right here, you're going to hold at my buying point. If not, this shit is going to slam all the way down to here. Somewhere down here. Of course, looking at the left side and the price action that occurred here would tell you what's going to happen, like right there. 6334. Yeah, you could still tank out the sky here. Remember, these are all smaller charts. This is the bigger chart. This is like your 4-hour chart, right? If you're looking at it like, and by the way, I'm always looking at this. I'm always looking at the 4-hour, the 1 day, the monthly, the weekly, the 5-minute, the 15-minute. That's the only way you're actually going to know if that's a good buying point. Because just because the 5-minute tells you buy here, it doesn't mean that's actually a spot where you should buy there. I was testing it the last month, and I've been losing every single account. Just testing that one theory. It's not working out at all. Just using one time frame. Unless you have a shit ton of trading styles on top of it, then alright. Or you're trading like SPY during the day with my reversal points. The reversal points, that's the only trading style, in my opinion, in the world that's right every single day. 100% of the time. There's so many buying points and selling points with the reversal points that we created here, where it's kind of like astronomical. Whether it's up or down, doesn't matter. The market could go up, the market could fall out the sky. The trading style tells you what to do with both sides. So we're gonna start creating that right now. I just need some extra capital here in the background just to deal with some little extra unnecessary things. And then once I deal with those things with that extra capital, we're gonna have like a weekend where, I mean, it could be this weekend, who knows, right? Depending on how well we do with this account this week. And on the weekend, we'll have like a 6 to 10 hour long class where we're literally looking at the market to try to create the reversal points for futures. We'll do it for SPY and for gold at the same time. Gold's going to be easier, I feel. It's not going to be that much work. But remember, every single week I used to have classes for my students until we created over 1,000 classes. That's all on the Discord. So at this point, we're not really going to be creating too many classes, more so just long podcast type of long-winded videos, you know what I mean? Whereas I don't have to edit them, I don't have to come up with thumbnails. Just so I'm not putting too much effort into that because I have the students to worry about, you know? As well as your notes. Make sure you guys are starting to write notes better. I posted a couple little templates that you can follow on the Discord. So yeah. Make sure you start getting into that, Cody, whenever you get a chance, brother. I know you're busy. Come on, Nathan. Welcome, brother. I don't know if you've ever tried to trade. I wouldn't tell you to put your only $100 if you only have 100 right now into something new, especially if you have a certain, you know, ability with options. But what I would say is whenever you have an extra $100, $200, $300, look into one of the prop firms. There's a bunch of them. So if you want, you could type some into YouTube and I'll look them up for you. I'll see if they're worth it. because you know some of them are scams, of course, trying to get your credit card information and shit like that. So just, you know, triple check with me before you sign up with one of the prop firms. But the reason why you want a prop firm, you might ask, like, why would I want to do that? I should just trade with my own money. I could double it quicker. And no, you're right. You're definitely right about that. If you know what you're doing, you could definitely, you know, go crazy with your personal account with a low amount. But this is what I would suggest. Use the prop firms, because with just $100, you could take out $5,000 within 7 days, which is what I'm doing right now with this account. And they have a discount code where if you put the discount code, you only pay $37 for the small account or $87 for the no fee account, the no activation fee thing. So yeah, and you can get a lot of testing. Like, look at right here. Like, I'm already up $50. I was down 370. Now I'm up 75. I'm thinking I could sell this trade for around 200 to 500. But it hit my first goal. Remember, 75 was my first goal. So if it just falls out the sky right now, we're still going to cut it for a loss. We're not out to clear yet. And yeah, but it's kind of working out. Looks like it's going to tilt here. It's going to start running up. And once it hits this area up here, that's the second area I want to sell out, which is around the 500s. Since my account is down so much because of the other test that I was running, I'm just going to shoot for the bigger amount. And yeah. Dow, I'm only down 100 now. I was down like 130. I think this thing could still come back. I think this thing could just explode into the sky. So I think I might hold that for like a longer play. Kind of maybe to like 4 a.m. We're up 100 now on SPY. Now, Nathan, the goal with these prop firms is simple. What you want to do is you're paying $100. First test is to pass your combine, which is what I'm currently doing right now. I'm required to make at least $3,000. If I lose one day, just like how I lost here yesterday, it's perfectly fine. Doesn't really matter. We were testing a lot of things, so you know, we didn't really take a massive loss, and I'm so happy about that, because with the amount of stuff that we actually tested here, this is going to be extremely useful. You'll see in the near future. But in terms of reviving accounts that are dead, in terms of making sure you can make the 5,000 with like a concrete, you know, layer of confidence that surrounds it, I'm just trying to instill some different ideas in my head, like different, you know, concepts, due to the market being a little different than how options is traded, because of data, because of all those other various little things. Implied volatility, right? Open interest. So many different things that you have to consider when you're buying options. Even the momentum that day, the news. Same thing with futures, of course, but futures is a little bit more, how do I say it? It's kind of like Forex, where Forex is slower than stock options in terms of the dollar amount that one could make, depending on the you know, whatever margin rates they give you, as well as the yeah, pretty much just the margin rates. Not margin rates in terms of what they're charging you, but in terms of the margin, like what is the X multiple. Some applications on Forex allow 50, 200, like times 50. So if you only have a penny, you could use times 50 worth of that capital, which is how I start the 3 penny accounts with Owanda. But with futures, the one problem is this shit is a lot of money. Every tick is so much money. It's like insane. So sometimes you get into an idea because you think it's going to work out, but the market is doing something else that's more dramatic for the moment. And in that dramatic little episode, you're having a situation where the market's going to hit your stop loss 100% and still go right back up. But the problem is your account's small. So it's problem on problem on problem, you know? And if we could trade very slow, not use a cheat code like gold, and just use SPY, whether it's fast or slow, win or loss, and we can kind of master this short-term dynamic, like how we did again with the options, we should be perfect here. We haven't really finished everything for SPY yet, but I mean, it's not really that much of a problem. Like I told you, it's so much capital that one is making. We haven't actually gone to the end layers of, you know, the research of finishing stuff or perfecting things because it wasn't really needed. The amount of money one was making was already insane. But now with a quicker market, it's kind of like, all right, we got to take a step back. Things are way more serious than they were before. Market is clearly doing something very aggressive right now. Let's just watch it from afar and then try to nibble at it. That's all. Market is just stuck right here on the 30-minute. This looks really, really good on the 30-minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the 30-minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times on the 30-minute. Looks like you're gonna snap here. Let's give this a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We should have a nice $500 win. That's gonna put us $200 up. So that's gonna take our account. Oh yeah, I forgot we're down on the damn Dow on the right. I keep forgetting about this position. I'm gonna move this up, by the way. How much of a loss is this? 100. How about here? That's only 60, 50. I'll leave it right there, which is not much further than the one from before, but still similar. And then for SPY, we're still waiting for it. Holding on that 1.8 point, you managed to go to the 116 point. So you did something more aggressive than what you did up here to the top before you fell. So what this means is the market now has an opportunity to hit this buying point down here. This would be like your A+ setup right down here. I'll put a circle by it. That's really where you want to buy. Like, it doesn't get better than that. And if it still falls after this, that means yes, the market is performing a monthly move. The weekly viewpoint that you're using to even get into this trade, which is why we're getting into this trade in the first place, is because of what happened the last 5 days. But if you're breaking through that, you have to use what happened the last 10 days, the last 30. You know what I mean? So your viewpoint is going to change. In most cases, you won't need to look at the 30-day and 60-day and 120-day viewpoints because the short-term viewpoint is really good. It's good enough, really. That's why people get lazy, especially the students, because they start recognizing that they don't have to do much. They can just do the same thing every day and it'll work until it stops. And then, because they're not consistently looking at those other viewpoints, they forget that I even taught them that in the first place. And it's kind of like they had a skill, but they didn't refine it just due to the fact of how much money one could make with just a few little ticks. Like, think about that for a second, you know? I'm already up 50, right? If this continues to head up higher here, again, we're still looking for 500 first, and then something much bigger than that after. This could turn into like a $1,500 trade, potentially. But we just got to see, because you still got these long-ass wicks to the bottom here, you know what I mean? Like, what if the market wants to go lower right now? And I still know that there's a better buying point down here. So because I know that there's a better buying point, even me right now, I'm just like, I don't really want to hold this too long. But at the same time, looking at what happened on that last candle, on the 60-minute or the 30-minute, it's holding stupid well right now. You know what I mean? Like, this thing has not moved at all, or budged at all. 60-minute or 30-minute. I'm not gonna lie, the 30-minute is really, really nice. You guys should start using it. Because remember, large moves occur every 30 minutes, correct? So if we know large moves occur every 30 minutes, yeah, we should be using the 30-minute time frame. It just makes sense. And then we'll pair that with the 5-minute and the 1-minute. And then at the same time, we're watching the Dow Jones, we're watching the Nasdaq, we're watching gold, silver. We have our eyes on everything at the same time. So there's no way this is gonna, you know, do something that we won't expect, is what I'm trying to say. I'm moving my stop loss up to here. Come on, go inside the damn box. This is too small. Let's just take some profit here. If it continues heading up higher, you might be curving here. Move this up. And then put the stop loss at the bottom now. Go, 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 go. Perfect. Now we're gonna make more. Are you guys ready for this? Once we sell this one, okay, just sold. How's the Dow Jones over here doing now? So, yep, 62, 62. Okay, so we made back $300 to $400 so far. While we're also fixing up the charts. Remember, they're not done yet. I still have to fix up a couple more charts here. Gold, look, why the fuck is there gold here? We already have gold here. Oh, maybe because of 5 minute? I mean, then again, we have ES, NASDAQ, or Dow Jones. Where stop by? Stop by. Stop sign? What stop sign? Market by 1. At market, I don't want to place it at market price though, because just in case it runs up high, you know how like the shit just starts flying into the sky. I want to see if I could get a buying point up here, but I'm scared to press it right now.
Super easy to use.
I'm not trying to make a mistake here. Okay, let's go to the 5 minute on ES. Okay, so you fell down to here. Watch what happened. Oh my god, this damn ad. Let's change the song too. I need something else. Alright, perfect. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. You fell at the sky, correct? You weren't touching the pink line no more. Now you are touching the pink line. Now you're touching the green line. Now you fall at the sky. Touch the green line again. Fall at the sky even lower. Now you get above the green line. Now it looks like you're traveling to the blue line. You might hit the blue line and fall at the sky again. So just be careful. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you. And look at that, everybody. The move occurred. It did exactly what we wanted. You ran straight to the middle of that CS zone, and then you fell at the sky here. So let's go ahead and zoom back real quick. And I want to add the new CS zone that we made at the bottom. Looks like you might fall here. Be careful, everybody. This is like a selling area, it looks. Yeah, look at all those wicks at the top. But then again, you're still getting wicks at the bottom. But the wicks at the top look a little bit more serious. Okay, so let's just make this real quick. Boom, boom. Okay, so the CS zone is not too far away from us right now. So what I would say is you hit the top, you hit the midpoint, you hit the top of this one, then you fell down to here. Yeah, this could start running right now, everybody. You completed everything you needed to touch down here. If it falls again, it might just mean that we're just going to consolidate down here. So what I would do in this scenario is I'm still going to hold the Dow because it's very similar to SPY, which means even though SPY is running up right now, I'll still catch some of that upside. Not all of it, of course, because the Dow isn't the same thing as SPY, of course, but very similar. They contain a lot of similar stocks. So, yeah, that's all I'm looking for right now. Alright, what the fuck is this? I'm using the wrong midpoint right there. It's supposed to be there. Now what does that say? Perfectly hit that point, fell down to here. So yeah, if SPY holds right now, not SPY, gold. If gold holds here, gold's gonna run all the way up to here within probably maybe an hour or two. So within the next hour to two, gold's gonna run all the way up to here. Is what this market is looking like. So like a slingshot right there. SPY's fallen. Perfect. Now, if gold wants to fall at the sky, this is how it's going to do it. It's going to fall here, get below that line, maybe give you a double point of confirmation for more downside where you can buy into the puts. It's going to fall down to here, hit this line again because, again, you bounced on it last time, so now it needs to break below it. Potentially hit it. Again, potentially. Whenever you're looking for a double point of confirmation for the downside, it's never certain. You're never going to always get it. But if you wait for it and you're patient, yeah. Like probably like 6 times out of 10, 5 times out of 10, you'll get a good buying point. See, normally I would buy here, but because you already hit the top and you fell to the bottom, I'm not buying here at all. I don't like this at all. I would only buy at the midpoint or the bottom. Since I'm already long on Dow, of course I'm just going to hold it. There's no point to take an unnecessary loss if this whole market's just going to start, you know, flaring back to the upside, which is exactly what I think is going to happen. Why? Because if we go to the 4-hour chart, ladies and gentlemen, once again, look at this 4-hour chart. Tell me what you see. SPY's at a low, right? Last time you were at this low, you bounced up significantly straight to the quarter point. No wonder you fell down to the same area you were literally consolidating at up here. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you split this box up again. I did it to the left, but I'm gonna do it again. Look at the orange boxes, everybody. You see how you got stuck around that middle dotted line right there? All those days? What are you doing right now? Same exact shit, but to the bottom side now. The only thing is, I don't think you're gonna stay down here that long. It's either gonna make a new low on SPY, like right now, you're gonna start falling to a new low, or this thing is practically gonna hold here and start running to this high. It needs to go up here now. It keeps forming this damn downside trend. Let me show you. Let's go to the 15-minute. You see what I'm saying? This damn downside trend, it keeps like following it. And I know it wants to potentially go down here, right? That's what it looks like, at least, because low, lower low, of course a lower low. But if it holds here, it's going to start, you know, resuming that trend it had to the left side. The really crazy bullish one, right? That's why I'm thinking this market is curving to the top right here. Like right now, the last couple weeks, it has been curving downwards. But it's to be expected. This is a very important midpoint. You know what I mean? Why is it an important midpoint? Well, let's zoom out here for a second, everybody. Is this the right chart? This is not the right chart. Give me 1 second. You'll see it right now. It looks crazy, but just give it a chance. Give it a chance. Is this the right one? Oh, no, that's not the right one. This is the right one. Feast your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the best charts I've ever made. So I have every level planned for the next, I don't even know how many years, 40, 50 years. Okay, so look, I took this low, I took that high. What did you hit before you ran up into the sky? The midpoint. This midpoint specifically, that dotted line right there where it says add text. You hit it, then you ran up higher. So I was like, I got an idea. Let me copy the same shit, throw it on top. And what happened when you hit the top? Out of nowhere, coincidentally, news dropped of tariffs. We knew to buy puts here. We were already in puts. Before the market even talked about tariffs, we were already buying puts. We already knew it was going to drop from here. Where do you drop towards? You won't believe it. You might think I'm lying, but take a look yourself. That midpoint right there. Right there. Look, watch my cursor. 4786.5. 4786.5. 4786.5. You held right above it perfectly. Why did I think the market was going to drop here? It's because of these highs as well as the midpoint. So of course, where's the market going to right now? Unhide it. The top up here, and then where you're going to fall to? The midpoint. So your main put level is way higher than where you're at right now. The market wants to go up higher, I'm telling you. Shit, I was trading over here, and I was uncertain. I didn't think this trading style was going to work back then. Like over here, and I missed all this. All this upside, I missed everything. I mean, not really, actually, because we were teaching around the time. So we were playing weekly options, but I missed out on all the yearly to like monthly options. I wasn't in them, like down here to play to the upside. But we were in the puts at the top here. We were in the calls at the bottom. We sold out all of our calls at 6,300, and then at 6,600, we got rid of everything. And now we're just waiting to buy the puts, which is your monthly, you know, options. So again, why is the market doing all this stupid shit on SPY? It's just because of this right here. You're exactly at the quarter point, which is 6,850. So yeah, that's why I have calls right now, a couple days out. Copy that. You could do the paper trading, Rambo, on TradingView. Ask, I think Kobe knows how to set it up. But if he doesn't, let me know and I'll show you how to set it up right now. It's pretty easy. You can do it on your phone as well. So, but yo, Rambo, do you and Kobe see like what I was talking about though, in terms of me using the previous history and then seeing a pattern and then using that same pattern for the future, and it's fucking working like flawlessly? It might not work, like, you know, this could run up higher, you know what I mean? It might be more aggressive because last time it didn't perfectly hit it. It was a little bit before it. So this time it might be a little bit above it, but it's same shit, same idea, same area. Oh wait, I forgot I had a position here. Holy shit. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, so everybody, look at this. Watch. We had calls down here. We sold the calls right here. Beautiful, right? We bought down here, sold it over here. Perfectly timing the momentum shifting upwards before it even did it. Once again, showing that, you know, the styles do work, so we don't have to worry about it too much. We just have to understand what is it hitting on the styles. Like right now you're at the midpoint, so it could just fall down again right here, but this is a location where it could go up higher. I see this right now running to at least the blue line, which is up 68225, like at the top of that orange box right there. That's where I can see the market running to before it has any type of another 10 minutes of like 30-minute downtrend. It also could get stuck in between the blue and the purple. It loves doing that shit as well. This is my golden pocket setup, so that's one of my entries on the EMAs. I always get into a put the first time it hits in between the blue line and purple line, and I try to get it as close to the purple as possible. So usually from the midpoint, like somewhere around here, I would buy puts for it to then fall at least to the EMAs, which is like the pink line. So again, you're going from inside the purple and blue EMAs to then the pink one, because it's staircasing, you know what I mean? Every market staircases, whether it's up, it's down, it's always going to have something that it's doing in the short term that's telling you, hey, I want to go up. You know, I'm getting bought up super quick. I'm not hitting those extreme lows. More so hitting extreme highs. It's like, how do you call that shit? It's like a histogram. You guys know what a histogram looks like? This is a histogram here. So like this right here, right? Like the market has these moments where it's like extremely green, you know, it's just fucking running into the sky, which is usually around the beginning sections here. And then towards the top, it's kind of like dissipating, but it's still really green. You're still, you know, obviously heading in a nice little trend. Once you start breaking down, you start slowing down, which is usually before you actually hit the high. It's during the actual move to the top, because remember, everything is delayed. You're not going to see the EMAs and everything snap until the next candle comes out, which means on that current candle, that's where people fuck up the most. That's where I fuck up the most. And I started noticing that last month when I was trading something more aggressive, like silver, and I was like, wait a second, that's not right. I've never, you know, had to deal with that type of back and forth type of like retracement when I'm trading, you know, with options, for example, or Forex. So I'm like, why am I dealing with that here? And it's because of how much money you can make off of a shorter move. It's crazy. Like, you literally had to perfect your entries. It has to be the best fucking perfect entry, or else you're gonna blast your account and lose it. At least when it's still in the beginning stages, of course. Or you get lucky as shit, and you know what I mean, you have a crazy trade, and that ends up having, you know, you work from a different perspective, where now you could afford to lose more money because your margin is higher. You're not going to lose the account. with just one $500 loss, or 5 of them, let's just say, or 10 of them, right? Like once I hit 10K to 15K, that's the sweet spot. Nothing can really touch you unless you get into an entry and you forget about it, or you fall asleep, like how I did a couple times, unfortunately. But I mean, that's part of the process, right? The annoying part, but yeah. So you hit the top, you hit the bottom. Looks like you're gonna be really aggressive here. So what I could do is I'm gonna get an MES contract, and I'm gonna play the upside here. Oh shit, I bought 2 of them by an accident. I did not mean to do that. I thought it wasn't popping up here. I was like, why isn't it popping up? Wrong screen. That's all good. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. Like Bob Ross says, it's not a mistake, it's a happy accident. Okay, so where's my ES charts? Let's go put this chart over here to the right. I gotta watch it. I mean, it actually does fucking help looking at this chart here. Now that I think about it for a second, this actually is the same gold chart, is it not? There's no way. There's no fucking way. When did I make this? Yeah, from there. The gold chart was made from here. October and November. So that would be like, that'd be like me using there to then right there. That's still structured. Gold and SPY is moving the same way on the monthly. Yeah, literally everybody. SPY and gold are moving the same exact way. I just noticed that. I haven't looked at this chart in 2 years, or at least a year. I think I looked at it beforehand, but I wasn't really looking at the bigger term. Oh yeah, I definitely looked at it beforehand. I have a lot of stuff that I drew here. Let me show you. So this is the chart that I'm referring to. Same chart I showed you earlier. You see how there's like selling points already at 9,000, at 7,000. So these are all the things that we've been looking for the last couple years. SPY is really slowing down, I'm not gonna lie to you. The last couple months, ever since like May, not even, like September, yeah. September, you're basically stuck at the same shit. Like $400 off. Versus from April to September, right? That's May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. The 5 months prior to that, you managed to run up from 4,800 all the way to 6,400. That's an insane amount. You know what I mean? It's like 1,800 versus 400. So you are slowing down the last 5 to 6 months. But I think that's occurring because usually when you have a slowdown, if we look at the chart, every single time the market does something similar to this, for example, the last time you were at that midpoint was over here, you do have massive drops, right? You have like, it always wants to touch that area for some reason. Like all these areas here, this little area right here is the same area as right here. And you know what makes it even more funny? You know what else is the same area as that? Right here. That's the same exact area. So it does it above it, and then right below it, same exact situation right here. So now watch. When I turn everything on, if you look at where the market falls down to, it tends to be pulling down to these areas, right? Where if I chop up the chart, of course, a little bit more. One more box. One more. Okay, so you're yanking around these areas, which is these dotted lines, right? The fractions. Just like how you do over here. And then if I copy this down to here, of course, you're going to see that you're yanking down to these points here, but sometimes you don't hit them. You know, sometimes you do it before. Just like how you fall down on the right here and you don't really hit the midpoint. You kind of do that normally. You don't always need to hit it perfectly. That's only on extreme days. But you know, with futures, this this shit is always extreme. So it's kind of like, oh man, we can't afford to hold something like we normally would be able to hold it with options. Meaning, the entries that we have with futures, now need to get a lot better. Like a lot better. It just needs to happen. I'm put my stop loss here on the Dow Jones. Actually, I could see it holding right there. We still got to leave it below. It's still curving. At least on the Dow. SPY, if we zoom out for a second here, we're down $40, which is pretty much the last trade that we took. So how much we were down or profited. Fell from the top when you opened up at 6 o'clock. The bottom so far is 1040. At this current moment, it is 1130. What I'm personally thinking is, on SPY's chart, you already fall into a low, right? So you're already at the bottom of the CS zone. Let me actually make sure these are similar. These look different. Why do they look so different?
Managing your business doesn't have to take up your mornings. With Zero, you can handle it all before your morning coffee. When I first started my real estate business, I found myself buried in admin, tracking expenses, chasing payments, and trying to figure out cash flow. And then I discovered Zero and everything changed. With Zero, I can access my finances from anywhere. Whether I'm at an open house or meet a client at a coffee shop, the automatic invoicing feature has been a lifesaver. I don't have to manually send invoices or reminders anymore. Knowing exactly where my finances stand at
why do these zones look like that? Why is this so different with ES and SPY? That's actually insane.
Everything from my bank and payment apps sync directly.
I noticed it was different the other day, but not this different. This is way, way different. Yeah, this is really different. Let me see. Yeah, because that one's touching it. On the other one, it's not touching it. So we managed to make a zone there, and then that's why the zone's all shifted downwards. Just because of this one little wick here touching the bottom of that box. We can't make a box there no more. So literally the whole entire board got shifted as compared to MES. So this is actually really interesting. So let's use this to our advantage. Whenever you find something that's the same thing and you catch it move in two different ways, that's excellent. Use the same trading style, see where it differs. That's basically your difference for the day, where it differs. So just like we thought, everybody, SPY is falling down to this area. You're at the dotted line. Let me go zoom out real quick for a second. We can go long here on ES. Okay, so now because I'm long on ES, I'm gonna move this one up a little bit more. We're in ES, MES, and MYM, the Dow. The reason why I chose to do this was because last time you ran above that little line, you were holding on the 1/8 point. So it's kind of interesting because it's kind of what we wanted. But that was the first selling point. So remember, that was the first point I told you guys I wanted to sell at. Now we bought at a newer buy point. Way better. We're already profitable. And it looks like we're traveling to the next selling point, which was once 500, but now we're going to make 650 off of that. We're already up 75, everybody. Look at that. I'm telling you, those midpoints, those middle points are insane. They literally changed my world. And it's crazy because it's so different from MES. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to trade MES like that. That's insane. Oh my god, that changes everything. Because now it's just like we got to do double the fucking work. I'm putting stop losses at the top there. At 75, my stop loss is set. I want to make 600, but listen, everybody. If the market's going to pull downwards, that's a big red candle right there. This next candle might turn red again. You might fall to the bottom here. And I'm not trying to play those games. So let's see how much we just made on that trade. On that trade right there, everybody, we actually got a crazy ass fill. That was beautiful. My stop was at 70 something, and I got filled at 80. So I got filled for a really good selling point. So since I got filled for 80, think about it. How much am I down on the MES trade that I just got into a couple minutes ago? I'm down 40, right? So I just got into something that's more aggressive at a really good buying point. I sold it quickly, covering whatever I'm down over here and almost everything over here, right? Because $30 minus 80, that's $50. 50 minus, how much am I down over here? 130? Oh, no, I'm not down 130. I don't know how much I'm down on, honestly. Where's it? Oh, over here. 106. So 106 minus 50 is just $50. So every single trade that we're currently down on right now, we've been in these trades for like 2 hours. Think about that for a second. Besides, of course, this one over here. And we already covered up almost everything here, which is excellent. That's why I'm telling you guys, the Dow is pretty good to trade if you want to slow things down. Like if you take a big ass loss and you're just like, all right, let me get my training. Let me get some trades in. Let's test this a little bit. And then let's go back in, you know, after we test everything. So yeah. I bet. What's good, Zay? Bro, it's been so amazing.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too.
I had to wash off the bad luck, and now we back at it.
Hell yeah, bro. Bro, I literally upgraded and updated so many charts. Like, it now makes so much more sense. There's, like... It's so... You make so much money off of such a small move that all my trading styles are looking at something that's more bigger. And that bigger something produces a lot of money. But the problem is, when the fucking short-term price action is being annoying, we can't get those bigger selling points because it's already hitting our stop loss. So what I'm doing now is I had to...
Yo, this fucking mouse, bro.
Oh yeah, going backwards.
You don't have when you don't have the button click, that the wheel can't just like spin.
Oh yeah,
it's just randomly spinning.
Yeah. It helps when you're trying to zoom in and out, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, this looks pretty good. The Dow has been disappointing me. It kind of makes sense though, because on SPY, it held down here, and the Dow still has a long way to go before it falls down to there. You know what I mean? SPY technically held here, so the Dow should fall down to here if it was tracking SPY perfectly on the weekly. But since it's a little different, it held a lot higher actually. So you would have took a smaller loss, even if you were incorrect from the top end, which is nice to see. Of course, that also means that there's days where it's more aggressive than the SPY. That's the problem. That's what we had to pay attention to. Is the days where the Dow and SPY are similar, and one is different. One's more aggressive, one is slower, and then vice versa. I'm still holding my 2 MES contracts for the bigger move. That's the reason why I love doing this, by the way. It's actually pretty rewarding. Yeah, because if it literally just runs to there, that's not even nothing. It wants to run to here. So that potentially means another $200 with just the MES trade. Which means I could definitely get into another ES trade here. The Dow's already set with a stop loss. Let's go look at the bigger chart on ES real quick before we get into more trades. Just in case some big trend just occurred or some shit. On my ES chart, this is the gold chart. Let me leave that there. That's the Discord. Oh, by the way, Ramble's in the chat.
A peep.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you had your chat open. Alright, let me change this song. I need something, What with some umph to it. Let's see. I'm not gonna lie, that whoever the fuck this is. I forgot there was a song. Is it this song? This is definitely gonna give me copyright now that I think about it. Oh, sorry YouTube. All right, so on the 8 hour, I don't really like the 8 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour or the 1 day. Let's go to the 1 day first. Oh, what the fuck am I listening to? Let's put this one. Okay, so we're on the 1 day. Hit the bottom of the BB, launch up. The 1 day BB is so amazing. Let me tell ya, that's one of the indications that I'm looking at to tell me that this is a good buying point for SPY. It's because I was looking at this on the 1 day BB, and you're holding at the bottom. On the weekly, you're at the midpoint. You went down lower recently, but you're holding above it right now. So it does look like you could still run up towards like somewhere right there on ES, right? Like not right there, but right here, you could say. However, this candle is ending in 3 days. So if we don't start holding now, today on SPY, and by Friday start launching up, then yeah, you're probably going to start falling down to here instead. And then you're going to hold here for a little jump, most likely, maybe back to here. And then a continuation to the downside. This is what I would be looking for if I'm trying to play puts. Of course, every line, there's a reason why I'm making it smaller or bigger. It's because that's how long you're going to hold it. This is for options, though. So what that means is, does this apply to futures? And the answer is no. However, let's work backwards now. We have the options shit done, which is what we normally trade with. It's what we've been using for the last 6 years. And if it works, there's no need, to fix it. It works. It works 90% of the time, almost 100% of the time. The only thing that would not make it work is us not drawing a path to the upside to give you the equal, interpretation as to what can happen here for like a higher high. That's what it's probably going to do here. Let me see, around 7,400, then you're falling out the sky. Once you hit 7,400s, that's another spot where you're going to drop out the sky. There. So up here, you're going to fall out the sky on SPY. In the future. And then over here. In between there and the current price action. And then, of course, a little bit higher from where we're currently at. Right there. Because you haven't hit the top of the BB on the weekly yet. You see what I'm saying? Like, you hit it over here. You got above it. You haven't did that over here. So you are in the midst of curving. It hasn't officially confirmed it yet because of this low from the left side, which was on like 2-3 weeks ago. So what I would do here is I would grab the low, grab the high, and then boom, there's a midpoint. What did we just hit before the market started falling on ES? The midpoint. Get the quarter point now. You're getting closer to the treasure. You're holding on the damn quarter point down here. No wonder. So now, let's shift this into the daily. That's the quarter point there. It gets a little bit below it, snaps up. You already did it from here to this red candle. So now let's go on the 4 hour. Holding on it perfectly right now. Looks like you're curving too. You're getting real slow. Candlestick looks smaller. Last candlestick was large. This one looks way smaller than it. Looks like you're kind of establishing that little bit of support at the bottom here. Just like how you did a couple days ago. Last time you were here, below the BB for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles on the 4 hour. And then it started curving towards the midpoint. You hit the EMAs, and now you're falling. So, in my opinion, yes, this does look like the market can fall here. On, like, the mid to, like, daily term, which is, what we need to pay attention to. You're going to either fall here and hold, or you're going to fall down to here and hold. So, we're going to change these to buying points, make them green. Jinx, what are you biting back there? Never mind, she's biting a branch. We're good. Shit. We could definitely have Kobe do that. Or if he makes music because it's from him, if I can get the copyright shit, we could literally have his music on the videos. That's, bro, I've been wanting to do that for so many years. Like, my next payout specifically, I'm getting the one thing I've always needed to get. A damn piano. Doesn't cost that much. It's like 130. Yeah, like the piano keyboard. I want to get that one first to test it. And then after, like, maybe like a month, I'm probably going to get, like, the actual, like, a more well-established keyboard or piano. I just want to make sure it connects to the whole entire rig. So I had to understand, like, I already know a little bit about audio equipment and stuff like that because of streaming and YouTube videos and all that stuff, like different auxiliary cords and all that whatnot, but I still definitely need to learn a lot more. Because you don't need much. You could just have the damn table, have a damn audio. Maybe you need like an audio. I forgot, it's like a little audio box where you can plug in a bunch of wires and it kind of transfers the audio into different areas, different things. So you can put it into your headset, then the computer. One of those shits, plus the actual thing with all the buttons. And I think that's really all, because you have the instrument. I just got to make sure it's electric. Not electric, but whatever you call it. Like it works on headset. Because I liked playing, I want to try to play the instruments at night. But I don't want to fucking play piano at night. And I got my neighbors talking shit. So what I'm thinking about is just getting the whole entire system or like rig and making sure that it just supports headsets. But of course I could also put it out loud if I want to switch. So I know you and Kobe and your brother probably know about that. But yeah, not right now. Probably like a week or two. I mean, not a week or two. What am I saying? Like a month or two. I mean, maybe like a month and a half. We'll see. Things happen quick, ladies and gentlemen. And if we have this amount of work ethic behind our charting and our ability to see what the market's doing, if we keep updating it, that's why it's annoying. I'm telling you, this is just a lot of work. This shit is not just like, you know, you do it once and then that's it. You're good forever. That's your bigger charts. That's like options trading. If you're trying to trade futures, you guys have to understand that you need to perfect the short-term type of trading styles. But those short-term trading styles are directly correlated to these here, the bigger ones, the monthly ones, the 4-hour, the daily. Just because I drew a 4-hour chart here doesn't mean the market's going to listen to all these boxes here. It might be one thing to listen to this trend from over here. But I know because this is the most recent low and high in terms of an extreme, it's going to listen to it for the first time. So ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. You hit the top, you hit the bottom. The first thing you did was run straight towards the middle. You hit the quarter point. Then you fell down towards the quarter point. Go figure, right? Now you hit the midpoint. You're at the damn quarter point again. This tells me that since you're at a similar location that you just held at, you're either going to hold here, which is it's kind of risky to buy into it, but it tells me you're going to hold somewhere around here, either below it or a little bit above it. Which means, of course, this might be a put area right here because you're beneath the circle. You know what I mean? So you could still fall down to the next circle and then hold at a more extreme low. But yeah, everybody. That's the crazy part. I somehow deleted everything right there. I don't even know how I just did that. I pressed something. Let me not press that again. I think I just deleted everything off my chart for a second. Thank God this is not the other one. So yeah, you're at the bottom. You hit the bottom a shit ton of times on the 4-hour. It does look like you're curving. You can still start going, you know, doing something extreme, I guess. Last time you had a trend like that was over here. But then again, you hit the midpoint. When you collapsed over here, every single time on the 4-hour, you always hit the midpoint. When you don't hit it, you always come back to it when you have an extreme drop. Like right here, Or let's go find something else. Like right here, when you fall through from the top to bottom and you're like going down for a long time, you always hit the midpoint at least. This is my favorite entry. From the bottom to mid, or from the top back down to the middle. But that's way smaller, you feel me? Like, you're only going to make a tiny bit of money right there. Versus down here, you're going to make a shit ton. So these are like the entries I would prefer. Because obviously this is small. It's going to do something larger. Just like how you ran from all the way down here to up here. What if you just fall from up here down to the middle? So what the market did here was, watch this. Look how crazy this is. Let's say you weren't trading around this time and you started trading when the market got really red right there. You made a box. You would have instantly knew that's the midpoint. As long as it's above this, it's going to go up higher. That's how I keep tracking it on the monthly. That's how I know it keeps going up higher and higher. But then recently, you're staying stuck on these levels from last year. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. You're still stuck here. You didn't even go above it. You're not really trying to give a double point of confirmation, which is what I drew here. That's what I'm looking for. That's actually kind of creepy how perfect that line is when I just drew this right now. I'm telling you, it's so weird. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? Whether it's you drawing it yourself, whether it's you playing around, whether it's you testing something, everything in life happens for a reason. Not to get too preachy on you, but it does. It really does. And as long as you can acknowledge everything that's happening, you can actually grow with it. Very ridiculously. So yeah, that's the DARP. That's how powerful it is. The strongest trading style that we have created in this group, and is the strongest trading style in the world, in my opinion. The market listens to this more than fair value gaps, supply and demand zones, CS zones. This is literally what the market's listening to. It's like the resonance of the market. And everything else is like kind of like beneath it. You guys messed up. You guys turn on the damn speakers now. It's time to start going crazy. smacked my head into the damn mic. Oh, I forgot to post that as well. Give me 1 second. Let's finish this up here. Spy's right back at the buying zone again. I'm going long on ES. Oh shit, wait. 1 second. I thought this was on 1 minute. Fuck. We might have to cut this one. I want to see a curving, not falling from the pink line. What the hell is in my mouth? Is that a damn hair? Alright, let me change this music. Have that muted. Try to avoid copyright as much as possible. Also, let's see, what are we messing with right now? Bottom of CS zone. They made a little bit earlier. Stop loss is going to be at 260 here. We cut the one on the Dow, so we don't got to worry about the Dow no more. Yeah, so we cut the one on the Dow. Now ES is cut. We're going to rebuy into it here. Just like that, everybody. Made another 225. So we got back what we lost from it. I believe. About. Made back everything from that. Okay, so now let's see where this market's going to take you on the 1 minute. I want to see if you're going to get taken right back down to a new low here. Because then we might cut the gold trade. For now, though, I'm going to finish up some of this food here.
So all they got to do is pay us for the cam, and then we rented it to Coastal Animal Clinic. Veterinarians stay forever, okay? They have such an extensive build out that they really don't move that much. Once they're in, they're in. So that was a great tenant. My dear friend, Mike Bonus, found that tenant.
Basically, Mike Bonus got us into retail.
Right.
Okay, but he was old school. Because you're brilliant! You're a brilliant Greek guy! And these guys had to learn how to take it up to new school. And remember, if you're gonna buy retail, our opinion, always try to have necessity retail, okay? Everybody loves smoothies. Yeah, mango? Anything you can do with very little sugar in it, okay? Especially with a drive-through. Everybody needs an animal clinic. That's medical, just medical for animals, okay? Necessity real estate, that's what you want. Vincent, what did you do in these 2 spaces? You're in Boca.
Kept the tenants happy after we did it. He kept the tenants happy.
I was here.
Between AC
I was
work,
here.
they had
I
to
was
get
here
done,
watching Little
plumbing.
Ben. Contractors where he has to damn near do everything. I put a new roof on the this
Can
one.
you stop using the word please?
I'm sorry, you get me all. What did you do? What the hell did you do here besides stroke a check?
There you
And
go.
make a couple phone calls.
Money.
I know what Little Ben did here. I know what I did here.
Everything is done under my direction.
Anyway,
If you want to rent to any type of tenant, except maybe multifamily, you want to rent to retail, I'm going to tell you right now, you got to go to a professional.
You're too fly today, man.
Fly, all right. He's a fly that I'm getting ready to swat. If you don't sell this damn deal already, you got to deal with professionals whenever you want to accomplish something. We hired retail leasing agent that specializes. They spend their entire life and pay their bills based on leasing retail. They're a specialist. So we turned it over to them. They did the proper marketing. They found us the proper tenants, and we did the deal.
I mean, you got lawyers, you got real estate people. We go to brokers when we go look to find deals, so same thing.
You know, we could have put a sign up in the window and stood here for the rest of our life trying to rent this thing out, okay? You need to do it in a professional way. Plus, we ain't got time. We got to focus on what we're doing. So always try to find the right professional that can assist you, and believe me, their fee is worth it, because every day that place is staying empty, we're not making no money.
Typical fee on a leasing agent is probably 6 to 8%, depending on who you're dealing with. I mean, if you're dealing with a national person, then they got to pay national. So they're going to want to pay 4% to somebody else, so they're going to want 4%.
Everything's
But
negotiable with
is what I
commissions.
was about to say.
There could be one broker involved that leased it. There could be 2. You got the broker that brought the tenant. You got the broker that had our listing. There could be a split. Always try to negotiate when you're signing a listing agreement for your property. That's the time to sit down and make the deal. And they got it done, we got it rented, and that took our cap rate up, baby. What is going on here?
so everyone knows that we own the shopping center across the street from Raymond James Stadium. We got a call from guess who? And when you get that call, there ain't no denying it. So you know what I did? I handed the phone to Little Ben.
Basically, after that, we negotiated a lease. We had already had some dealings with them previously on, other projects, so I knew kind of how they did business. Well, on that one, we didn't collect any money. Okay, there was no rent. It was just, oh shit, we get Tesla chargers, superchargers at our building, right? So it was another retail center in Tarpon Springs, okay? And so what happened is we just let them come in. After that, we came to them and we negotiated for a little while. First, we were negotiating on Midway and we pushed the rent up too high that they walked away. This one, we negotiated on and they accepted. And so we got a lease agreement together and we signed that lease, and years later, they started construction. We did all this probably 3-4 years ago. We actually signed an agreement with them, but it took all that time for them to coordinate through the permitting and everything and get it rolling, and now it's finally rolling.
Okay, so basically, he had experience with Tesla already, but it was a long time ago. It's when electric cars started popping. So he thought, listen, we all thought, we talked about it. We said, hey, if we let Tesla come into our other shopping center, that's gonna bring more traffic to our property, and that's gonna cause the businesses to do much better. They'll be happy. We'll be happy. It's all about taking care of your tenants. If this is gonna bring more business to this property, you do it. Okay, the first deal we took, we didn't get any money from Tesla, but they paid for everything. But we gave them some of the space in the parking lot, but we don't get any residual income, correct? Now, he learned. Now, as electric cars got more popular and more people, and they needed more charging stations, in this deal here, you actually cut a deal where they're gonna pay us.
Correct.
So this is extra income for the property. What does that do? Raises up the revenue, which makes our cap rate even higher. This is value add. We're adding something to the property. Why is it value add? Because Tesla is going to make money on these chargers, and they're going to give us a piece of it. That's adding value. Okay? Now, so that's the second thing on this property that was done. Then we got the third improvement that we did to add value. Let's go over there. Listen, think about the last time you were truly vetting someone. Maybe for a partnership, a deal, or even a first date.
To this person who takes it to this person and that person. Who knows? Maybe Elon himself had to sign off on it.
Wait a minute. The permit process. You see the size of those big giant things there?
They had to have Tico place new transformers, bore new lines from our other transformers that are over here, tap that transformer, bore lines underground all the way over to there to that transformer. Then they put in their transformers to convert the high-powered lines from Tico to energy for the cars. And then each one of those has like a major breaker and everything, but that's all superchargers. That will charge your car in like 30 minutes. Then on top of that, the city made us change the whole plans because we didn't have any handicap stalls, okay? So they require ADA compliance. So what we did is we all figured out a way to give them a little bit of space over there to put one ADA supercharger.
It brings a quality tenant. Every business brings their own type of tenant to the property. Dollar Tree brings a type of tenant. Dave's Hot Chicken brings a type of tenant. Now the Tesla charging stations brings a type of tenant.
What he's saying is, this place is full of diversity. We got all types of people coming here, doing all kinds of different types of shopping, and the whole thing comes together and makes you money, baby. Look at your properties and see what can you squeeze out of those properties to add value. Okay, and this was the second time he did it. He did it in Orlando once in a hotel parking lot. Holy shit! You guys built this little fucking building, and these guys built a fucking city over here across the street. What's the name of your fucking company? Turtle Builders? Your first job was Orlando. You did it there, so you had some experience. But this one was a little different. From start to finish, you know, you went through a lot of stages.
I mean, you guys followed along with me, and you know there was complications left and right. You know, from change orders. I mean, the materials. We were doing this right after COVID, and the materials weren't available, and then the price increases. It was crazy, right? It was a struggle. But what I learned from it, right, and that's the best thing about these projects that my father's allowed me to do, is learning from it. We over-engineered this building. Everything begins at planning, okay? You need to see how much that stuff's gonna cost. You can't just look at a nice rendering and go, oh shit, I love that building.
That's what you did.
And that's exactly what I did.
He got roped in to the big shot engineers and architects, running up the bill so the contractor can make more money too.
You know, basically we put mezzanines, we put all types of stuff, steel construction. We could have did this out of just box. Concrete block. No, didn't need all this extra like overhangs and all that and the big, you know, gutter systems. You see, I really went with the nice niche walls and everything like that. We over-engineered it. It looked beautiful.
Is that Japanese?
Yeah, niche, no, maybe niche walls and stuff. Why? Because I told the engineer I want to look like next door. And next door is a beautiful brand new dealership. Okay, and so we wanted to match that. This is Tampa, so we had to kind of make sure we're keeping up with that new Tampa vibe.
Do you think if you didn't do all that extra work and fanciness, you'd have the quality, have the quality of tenant that you would?
I would have still rented it. If it was a box, I would have rented it.
The point is that he learned. He probably could have saved at least a few $100 grand. And now he knows in the future, let's think about it before we commit and agree to all these bells and whistles.
Dad,
because
look at the storefronts. They're not even using them. That's $18,000 right there that's not even being used.
So basically he learned, and it was an experience. That's how you learn. But he still did really well. He hit a home run. By building this, really, it contributed to a lot of profit in selling this asset, okay? And that's really took us over the top. So I thank you. Vincent thanks you. We all thank you. Now do it again, goddammit!
With apartments. Let's do 50 units. Let's start off with 20. 20 units.
So the point is this, do it, but do your homework. He did his homework. He knew what these units would rent for in this area before he built the building. He already started talking to tenants. and he got a lot of good response. He got such a good response on this location that he said, listen, once we build it, we'll have no problem renting it. And he did have a bidding war. Okay, Shaq is still looking for you because you didn't go with Shaq's Big Chicken, and he's gonna kick your ass. Why? Because they offered to pay us more rent. It's a business, it's not personal. What did you spend on building this?
Like 2 million,
Couple of million bucks. By the time he rented it out, it was worth 5 plus, maybe 6. That's what I'm talking about, added value. If you got property and he goes in and he carves out a piece of that property that we already own, so there's no land cost, and he spends $2 million and he rents it out to top-notch tenants that pay big money, you tripled your money. And Vincent's been managing it and going and eating the hot chicken and testing it every chance he gets. Because he loves him some fried chicken.
These are real tears.
Is it hot?
It's a little hot. It's not that bad.
Oh my God.
That's his son, by the way.
Pepper spray. You put that in your eyes, you're done. Maintaining a property of this magnitude is crazy, okay?
What's the CapEx? CapEx.
I mean, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on landscaping, hundreds of thousands of dollars on fixing up things. I mean, when you have a hurricane, when you have issues coming, when you have fires from these places, roof leaks, I mean...
So basically you made improvements to the tenants, okay? Improvements that we were responsible for.
You're responsible for the roofs on these places. That's a big expense on
And then you
a
rebuild
shopping
a
center.
patio for wing house outdoors.
Patio, outdoor spaces.
Once you get the place in shape and rented, management. Management is the most important part of real estate. Manage your assets. It entails a lot of things to maintain. And the better landlord you are, the better tenant you're gonna have. So over the past 7 years, we probably tipped the scale between the revenue and the upside in the value. We probably made $50 million.
Step 1, have a fucking plan. Step 2, execute it. Step 3, make the money. No, I'm sorry, I was just
It's
playing
good.
around.
You're finally picking up on what you're supposed to be doing. Took you all this time. All right, what else do you want?
No, go ahead, do your thing.
Now you're supposed
Listen,
to tell them the
I'm
three
getting
things.
old. Soon you guys got to do it. You want me to dump the channel?
This is your retirement plan. You're gonna do the channel forever until
No,
you
because that's
die.
still tied to real estate.
After you die, we'll take over. Don't worry.
Don't take. I'm not taking over his channel when he dies. How depressing is that? I gotta watch videos of him all the time. And
You don't have to, he
gonna
does.
be throwing clips of him all the time, and I gotta
All
watch
you gotta
that
do is
shit.
the final edit.
We don't
Oh
watch the
my
videos
God.
right now anyway. It's hard to relive it.
I'm gonna sail off into the sunset. You guys are now gonna have to handle helping the people, okay? The people depend on you. You're gonna have to take the torch, and you're gonna have to start educating people on how they can be successful in real estate.
Tell Tim, now we gotta help
You're
out.
gonna share,
The
okay?
people depend on you,
What the
Vincent.
f***?
You got an
What?
earring?
You got a closed hole?
Yeah, he's got an ear piercing. What the hell? You've been
Both
knowing he...
fucking ears? What are
Yeah,
you
you know he
crazy?
had his ears pierced.
I don't want to see no fucking earrings. No tattoos.
Got my
no
nipples
earrings.
pierced too.
If you're interested in buying a retail piece of property, or you already have one, and you want to see how you can add some value to it, well, here's
think that's
the
his first. I think
experts
Vincent's
right
his
here,
first
baby,
son.
because they've done it. They've done it, and they
I
run
forgot who's
it.
older out of
So
the-
go to
out of both of them.
benmail.com, because so would Ben. Get me on the phone. If I can't answer your question, I got them backing me up.
Get rid of that f***ing camera. I don't want to see it no more.
Share the video.
That's his
Don't
mom.
forget about our sponsor, ZipRecruiter. And don't forget, Florida's waiting, baby. Ben'sHotels.com. We got your rooms ready. Adios.
We're gonna end up going to one of his shows actually. Let me see. I don't know if he has events no more. Let me see. Phone call. Yeah, he's not really I think this is the website. 15K just to shadow him? That's not a lot at all. That's insane. Remember, he's worth, you know, almost $1 billion. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he does his meets no more. He used to do them in Florida. I mean, but then again, he kind of sold all his hotels where he used to do them at. We'll see. If anything pops up, I'm sure I'll see it. Okay, so Spy's holding at that entry point that we were talking about earlier. It's not too crazy, not too much better than the last one. But there's like a certain trend that's going on here where you're hitting the bottom of the damn DARP.
McCormick has flavored the world for 135 years. Because one bite can do this, and this, and this. McCormick, make your best.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I've...
Goddamn ads.
Because not only is it really dirty, but the truck
It's a big, dirty truck. What are you doing? Joey, where'd you come from?
My desk.
Are you looking at hybrid? If a basic hybrid that everyone understands can survive being left for dead, what happens to a hybrid that no one understands anymore? Because this Lexus didn't just start throwing warning lights, it actually shut off while driving, leaving the owner stranded at the side of the road. The dash lights are on, the parking brake is all lit up, and there's hybrid system warnings everywhere. The dealer blamed the hybrid battery, $8,000. Not worth fixing. And when it went for inspection, the state failed it. Because if the parking brake doesn't work, it's considered unsafe to be on the road. So instead of fixing it, and instead of diagnosing it, they offered $2,000 on trade towards a new Lexus for this. And that's why I'm here. Because by the end of this episode, I'm gonna figure out whether or not this Lexus is worth saving. If not, I'm gonna admit defeat and have the car crash. Okay, crushed is a little dramatic. That actually costs money. I'm just gonna sell it to the highest bidder, which is exactly what Joey wants me to do, but I can't let him win. To understand why this Lexus is such a nightmare today, you have to understand how far ahead of its time this car was. In 2008, this wasn't Lexus making a luxury sedan, this was Lexus showing off. This car doesn't even have a normal transmission. Lexus combined a hybrid system with an electronic CVT that has simulated gear shifting. This system was so complex and expensive, Lexus never built another system like it again. This car had full LED headlights in 2008, when other companies were using xenons and calling it advanced. It uses brake-by-wire, meaning your foot doesn't directly control the brakes. You simply requested braking, and the car determined how to use hydraulic brakes and regenerative braking.
I don't think I like that.
Yeah. The air suspension didn't just react to bumps, it anticipated them. It made the proper adjustments before you even felt them on the road. And guess what? The car parks itself. You simply put it in reverse, push a button, and the car does all the work for you. And the interior. It's almost 20 years old and still feels like a brand new limousine. Reclining rear seats, privacy glass, rear entertainment screens. This was executive transport,
what time is
not
it?
a driver's car.
12:30?
The doors soft close,
oh, shit, my
the
phone
glass is double pane, the doors themselves are thick and heavy. Lexus over-engineered the seals and packed in sound deadening. This wasn't about showing off.
Coach.
It was about never.
I might have go to bed, but I'll just
Every
stop and by to
system
see
worked
what you guys got
It was
going on.
awesome when it was new, but terrifying when this car got old. And that's why the LS600H is misunderstood today. Not because it was bad, but because
realizing
it was too ambitious
like,
for its time.
The market's at an extreme area, so in terms
I'm gonna
of
fix this car, Joey.
the calls,
dude, look how nice this. Honest, be
it's like
honest.
bouncing on the 200,
This is a super
and
nice
mostly
car.
it's like
and the fact
above
that
it.
they only
You know what I mean?
$2,000 trade.
Yeah.
And then you have
towards the
markets,
purchase of a new Lexus,
markets where
that
like 6
irks me.
months
It
later,
makes me
it's like
feel
the opposite,
they just
but
throw
to the
these old
downside.
cars
It's
away.
like
This
mostly
thing's 18 years
below
old.
the the damn
18 years old. Is that
200,
insane?
hitting
It's
it, but not
insane.
really
It
trying to get
looks
above or
beautiful.
start
It's a
any
freaking beautiful
uptrends.
car.
I mean, I haven't heard it run, so that's another problem.
That's okay. Well,
Right
it's
now,
a
we're in a
hybrid.
setting
So
where it's going from really
Oh,
green
it is
to
a hybrid.
It is a
potentially
hybrid.
turning
Yeah,
red.
okay. Yeah.
So
check this out. Ready?
the way I'm
This is
telling
how we're gonna
people
start, and this is
that
what
I'm
we
buying
know
and
so
selling
far about this car. It shuts
was
down
dependent
while
on that
driving.
market. It was really
There's
green.
brake errors and hybrid errors. It left the owner stranded.
Now that
and
you're
the dealer
switching
verdict
into a
was
red market, I have
$8,000
to
for a
add
new
that as
battery
well.
for this thing. The
I
trade
can't
offer
just have it
was
so that
$2,000. This is what I want
you understand how to trade a market that's bullish, of course, and then when the market turns red, you don't understand it.
Troubleshooting an old car like this,
Because if it's going to turn red for the next 3 months
they
here,
just want you to sell it by a
we
new
got
Lexus
to
at this
expect
point.
that. You know what I mean?
Let's do a quick visual check around the car.
So yeah,
What's the first
just
thing
testing
you
some other
notice about
ideas.
this car?
I'm almost done with it.
Dirty.
Okay.
Yes.
It's pretty
it
simple.
Yeah, I see you
because-
hit
Let me
you
guess.
hit silver big last night.
Instead of
but-
buying a car in the rain.
Yeah,
you
silver
bought
trim
it
was
in
pretty
snow.
good.
You know, Joey,
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about
did.
this?
But
I know.
basically,
I like
like,
how you
just
don't bring me
to
anymore. You're just like,
explain a
hey,
little
I'm
bit
just
more
gonna
about
show
what
up
I'm
at the
doing
car
so you can
lot.
understand the testing phase.
Listen, dude, I know this thing will clean
I'm
really
basically
nicely.
watching
I know
how
it's
it's
going
reacting to the
I'm gonna get this
BBs,
thing
the
going.
Bollinger
I'm telling
Bands,
you, I'm telling you I am.
with all the
Okay.
EMAs,
All right, so what
as
I'm
well
noticing
as the
already from
boxes.
this side,
but not just
Check
paying
it out.
attention to how it reacts.
What is it?
Paying attention to the
leaning
fact that
towards
it's
one
going
side,
way
you notice
lower
that?
than a line.
Is it actually?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
let's get the
Then
measuring
it's,
tape
it's
out.
like
Ready? So
consolidating
that's
below
about-
that
let's
line.
just say
When
like
normally
28 and a
you hit a
half,
line,
right?
you drop below it, then you
Oh,
get above
yeah.
it, then you sit on top of
Oh,
it
it's
for a little bit.
significant.
It's almost an inch.
Yeah.
That's only in
So
bullish
it's
markets.
pretty high.
You know what I mean?
said
Or
air
it can happen in a
suspension, right?
bearish
It
market,
does
of
have
course,
air
but it's
suspension.
less likely.
How far up is that?
It's like 1 out of 10 in a bearish market versus in a
What-
bullish
it's even lower
market.
back here.
Yeah, it is.
You being able to
Oh, you see that?
you know, by
What?
these certain points, for example, the top of the BB
Look at this. Curb
or the bottom of the
rash.
BB, of
Oh,
course, because it's a bullish
Look at
market.
this. There's a crack
You would
in
wait
here.
for it to hit the bottom 4 times, 5 times,
No.
and then maybe
Harder
3 months from now,
no.
6 months from now,
That's a crack
when
and
we're
a half,
buying
man. You
calls,
see that?
we're waiting for it to
Okay,
hit
so
the
let's
bottom of the
listen to
BB 2 times
I mean, this
instead
is
of
about
6 times.
5,300 pounds or so, so I'm surprised.
Because I had a
Actually,
rule
I'm
that
not
I
surprised
created
that
in
happened,
January,
but I haven't
and I'm
seen a
already
cracked
seeing how the
OEM
market's
wheel.
shifting
So you're
from
probably gonna
letting
have
that
people
rule
say
be
back
the
of
thing
it,
that
they might
works
be
most of the time,
larger people,
and it's starting to have
very, very
something
large,
else work a
maybe
little bit
hairy,
more.
I don't really know.
So it's like going
But they're usually
from,
sitting in the back.
it's like boom,
Maybe
you look
that
at
causes
something,
issues
you
with
understand
the
how it
weight.
works,
I'm not really
you
sure
create a
if these crack
program,
wheels are like a
but then the
normal
next time you
system
look
for
at
these
it,
cars, but
it's like it could
I've
be
never seen
improved.
a cracked
That's
wheel
how I'm
like
looking
that.
at
I don't
this.
know if it's like a restock.
And then look,
Yeah.
now at the back, you see how it's
That's
kinda
all.
like
Just looking
leaning
at the price
towards one
action,
side
seeing
and
how it
it's the
reacts,
same
how
left
it's hitting the
side
line.
there.
Is it
So
consolidating
there's
below it?
definitely a
Is it
problem with the air
consolidating
suspension
above
for
it?
sure.
And
So that
then
was
being able to do this for
28.
10 trading styles at the same time.
That's 29 and a half about.
You don't have to always
So, yeah, it's all
write
messed up.
things
So
down,
far
of
we have,
course. It does make things
issues,
easier.
Air
but
suspension leaning towards one side of the car.
What I'm focused
Let's go
on
to the side real quick, right?
is
Dude,
more
this
so
is
the actual
awkward,
like
man.
memory,
Isn't that
like my
awesome?
instincts.
It's a
You know what I
big
mean? Like when I'm
Yeah.
trading right
I know
now,
what that means.
I'm
looked
down
it up the other day. I don't know,
$67,
it's like something cool or something like that.
but
mean,
I already
it's 18
made
years
$300 in the
old. Barely
process
has
of me
any-
being down
It really
for the
isn't
last
that
like 30
bad,
minutes
man.
using
Look at
ES.
that.
I mean, it's very minor.
Right?
Yeah.
We kept buying at the bottoms.
Just minor stuff. Like obviously.
Look at how many times we bought at the
people
low,
getting in and out of the
and it was
cars.
perfect. Right here,
There's some,
perfect.
a little bit of
Right
rash
down
on
here,
the elbow.
perfect.
for
We even
miles?
traded, I think, twice.
100.
That's it?
100K miles.
What's that come up?
Oh yeah, because we had to take the little damn loss there. That's why we took a little loss here. Yeah, I remember now.
It didn't.
And then
like,
we ended
here's
up.
the thing with that, like,
Yeah, we went long right here. That was a
we'll look
loss.
into it a little bit more.
Then we bought 2 of them down
Maybe
here, made that
part
back.
of the battery issue is
Played
the
it
fact that
again.
hasn't been driven.
Yeah, we have
Made
a lot of
it
problems
made a
with
little
that.
bit
Not driving
more.
Cars is worse than
Right down
driving
here.
too much. You might have actually did well on something.
Yeah,
And then
well, I mean, yeah, I have to get to go first.
that
but-
was at 12:20.
not
This was
very
at 12:30.
No, it's not.
It's
I'm
12:40, so
assuming
maybe in
the
like another
hybrid
10
system
minutes,
lives
we might get another buying
behind
point down
Remember
here.
on the Prius.
Yeah, it seems
For the
it was kind
calls.
of like underneath in a way, but I think this one lives a little bit further back, taking up a lot of the trunk space.
You're finally above
Crazy,
the
nothing
the
seems obvious.
orange line though, so
Oh,
because it's above it for the first time in a while,
Nice too.
There
you might bounce on
go.
like
Wait a
on it
minute.
for a little
Check
bit
that out.
before you drop
It's
below.
actually nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna be here for a little bit, man.
Look at that.
Got to the kids to school early, so.
The reason why this has
Yeah,
the
I might
600
just,
designation
I got a
because
quick question.
it
You see how
also-
when
it
you get into your contracts, how many contracts you bought and the price, it shows on the candle. What's the settings for that?
Do you have top step?
Yeah, I have top step. Yeah.
It should be able to just work once you right click it. It just pops up. You're not really adding anything. Like for example, if I hide everything on my chart here, like that's normally what it looks like. Are you talking about when you buy and sell like that?
No, when you buy and sell, yeah.
Oh, so that you have to go into your settings. I can't show it now because let me see.
No, that's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
I'll show you right now. I got you. I have to go here. You go to your settings, and then when you go into settings, go into
Charts and data.
Charts and data, and then click show chart executions.
Show chart executions. Okay, perfect. Save. Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Boom. Boom. We're still looking for more upside. I'm still thinking the SPY is going to run up to there. That's going to be $162 a profit. We should be able to do something more extreme. Probably like 200 profit. If we're going to hold down here, because it does look like you're holding really well.
Okay.
That's the 5 minute over here. That's the 1 minute.
Well, it don't necessarily have to be one color. You could pick some colors. Just the color over there.
You got really close to the bottom. That was like stupid close.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still feel like you're going to fall outside this box. This looks not too good. What time is it? 12? I can't check the SPY charts yet.
12:50.
What about
it's almost
this,
1 o'clock.
This bigger ES chart? Yeah, so just 3 more hours, we'll be able to see what SPY is doing. Because once I see what SPY is doing, I could then relate it to the whole entire market. Because I can see what it's doing right now, obviously. And I can kind of guess where SPY is going to open up at if it stays here. But yeah, we'll see in a few here. Because then you fell to the bottom. You're holding at the bottom. You hit that. You hit the quarter point. Fell back down to the bottom. Now you're holding on the bottom. Yeah, this shit holds here. What time is it? 12:50. So 10 minutes until 1. So that means 3 hours and 10 minutes until 4. How long did it take for you to drop up here? You're dropping here for a couple days. How many days? That's 1, 2 days you were dropping after you hit the top. So 3 days in total. That's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days going up, and then you change directions. And that's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days you're going down. That's still the low. So it's still following that 3-day trend there. It looks, as long as we can just hold above that damn low right there. So as long as we could buy somewhere down here, and if it goes lower than this shit, you can have a little stop loss like right around here.
Okay.
Because again, what you're looking for is your weekly boxes merging with your month. Because these are the monthly on the left here. That's the blue stuff. And on the blue ones, it looks like you're holding on top of this point pretty nicely. See?
Yeah.
Look at all those touches right there. They're right there. They're right there. Right now. Last time you went inside of it. Now you're touching the top of it. You might fall into the quarter section of it, like right here. If not, you already hit that quarter, so you don't need to hit that now. You hit the midpoint over here, so you don't need to hit that right now. So it could fall down to here, and we would buy calls. That should be by another box, right? Not really. No, actually, no. Well, there's definitely something there, but it's just this trading style specifically is not hunting that down. The midpoints of the colorful. Yeah, this is. I literally made this just like the gold charts. That's crazy. Because look at this, and look at my gold chart. Which, by the way, gold just had a beautiful low. Look how it fell down to the middle of that green zone and held perfectly. That type of trade right there, you would have been done with your account 1 trade. That's the reason why I keep passing on my accounts so fast. I literally just look for the best buying points, which is the monthly. I'm telling you guys, this is a fucking cheat code. It's like crazy. Because then when I started trading like how I trade my options, like normally, I started getting fucking thrashed. This market was slapping me up the last month. Even though, but it makes sense, you know, because again, we were testing it. We never did that before. Normally, we were just waiting for the monthly levels and then literally just using that, bro. That's it. Nothing else. I've never done that before. With options, I started with no trading style. So I think that's the reason why we had success so quickly. And look at me now. What are we going back to? Using the damn monthly zones, which then therefore tells you as a person what you need to learn is first the bigger term, the yearly term. So yearly, monthly, weekly, and then daily. Go bigger than smaller, or smaller, extremely small, and then extremely large. That's pretty much all. But yeah, everything looks pretty good right now. I just want to get a little bit better with trading SPY futures with the combine accounts, because if I have my personal account, you know, it's not really that much of a fucking issue because you have the margin.
Yeah.
But because these are all combines, you can't, like, you literally cannot lose more than 4 to 500 a trade.
Yeah.
I'm going long here. This looks like a nice little long on SPY.
Every time I do market order, they give me a shitty ass feel.
Shit. Yeah, I agree with that. They've been doing that shit to
Every
me.
time I do it, they always give me a bullshit ass feel. Every single time.
I should be able to wick in here and grab that contract. Did it not fill? No, it did not fill.
I got mine sitting right there too.
5 minute. Hit this shit a bunch of times. I'm gonna fill right there.
Oh, I just got filled too.
Perfect. All right, so this is a beautiful low. It's just, remember, dangerous. We have 2 contracts right now. This shit is... All right, let's put our stop loss. Let's not mess around here. Just in case. So far, you're up. That's $100 right there? Holy fuck.
What? How you up? I'm only up $10. Oh, you playing regular? I'm playing
nice.
mini.
I sold it already for profit right there.
Yeah, I sold it too. I'm playing. I didn't play. Oh, you playing regular? I played micro. Okay.
Yeah. So right now, this is how I'm trading futures. I'm holding micro at a location where I know it's at a really good bottom. Meaning, the next 6 hours the market could turn, or not the next 6 hours. Okay. The next like hour to 2 hours, I know the market wants to change directions and go up. But on ES, what I'm doing instead is, like, you see how I'm down on MES or whatever the fuck? Yeah, MES. I'm just letting it go down. Think about it. By the time I got into that trade, this trade here, I made 60, 60, 80. That's 120. That's 200. This one kind of cancels itself out. 25 and then 50. So I made $275 in the midst of this still being down. And I know it's going to flip still.